not mean that we start talking. Finish reading your poem.
I'm finished.
That's really not a reason, because right now that's causing you even more. If you want to earn this bonus, please go back to your seat.
All right.
No, go sit. No.
All right. So what we're going to do now is we're going to read this poem out loud, and we're going to annotate it together.
Oh.
So we're going to break this up into 3 sections. So I'm going to read the first 3 paragraphs, and then I'm going to call on other scholars to pick up for me. Hands are down. When they come back, we will keep moving. Kimara, you're going to move me off. So, this poem is entitled Binker by A.A. Lee. Binker, what I call him, is a secret of my own. And Binker is the reason why I never feel alone. Kimara, you should be following along. Playing in the nursery, sitting on the stair. Whatever I'm busy at, Binker will be there. Oh, Daddy is clever. He's a clever sort of man. And Mommy is the best since the world began. And Nanny is Nanny, and I call her Nan. But they can't see Binker. Kimari, pick up.
They can't see Baker. I know.
Keep going.
Baker is always talking.
Yes.
Because I'm teaching him to speak. He sometimes likes to do it in a funny sort of speak. And he sometimes likes to do it and then put it in a
Poodling. Yeah, you're right. Poodling.
Sort of roar. And I have to do it for him because his throat is rather small.
Tony, pick up.
Oh, Dad is clever. He's a clever sort of man. And Mommy knows all that anybody can. And Nanny is Nan. And I call her Nan. But they don't know Binker. Binker is brave as I am when we're running in the park.
Okay, stop there. Bryce, pick up.
Binker is really as a tiger.
This group.
Biggest brother of the elephant.
We're trying Bryce. On your paper. Please be mindful of your chair. Elisa, pick up. Daryl, pick up.
She's
Got to
here.
say we're testing today.
Okay.
We're doing that.
Sorry.
Go
Go ahead,
Binker
Daryl.
isn't greedy, but he does like things to eat. So I have to say to people when they're giving me a sweet, oh, Binker wants a chocolate.
Get back in this room.
So could you give me 2? And then I eat it for him, cause his teeth are rather blue. Well, I'm very fond of Daddy, but he hasn't time to play. And I'm very fond of Mommy, but she sometimes goes away. And I'm often cross with Nanny when she wants to brush my hair, but Binker always Binker. And is certain to be there.
Certain. All right, thank you. So what we're going to do now is annotate the text. And I will allow you to write right on this paper. So what the only thing that you need out is a pencil. Hold your pencil up in the air when you've got it. Give an $90 to those scholars who are following directions. Dayana. Daryl. Samaya. Alright. So, like I said, we are going to go through the first 3 stanzas and annotate them. So, from Binker is what I call him, is a secret of my own, to but they can't see Binker. Who can tell me, what are those first 3 stanzas about? What are they talking about in these stanzas, McKinley?
They're talking about how Binker stays with the author. The author talks about how Binker stays with.
We should all be tracking McKinley at this time. That means our eyes are on her, our hands are down, and our mouths are off.
And about the mommy, daddy, mommy, and then
The longer you keep your hands up,
then
the more I'm going to call on
they
you.
can't see.
Okay, so McKinley, that was a great explanation, but I'm thinking when we annotate the text, it should be shorter than our original text right here. So, who thinks they can sum it up for us a little bit more using 2 or 3 sentences? I only have one scholar who thinks they can do it when we all read this poem twice. Let's see for some IB bucks. Who thinks they can annotate these 3 stanzas? Destiny. Kimari. This is your last warning before you move a level. Yep. Destiny, please tell us in your own words what these 3 stanzas were about.
These 3 stanzas are about.
Nice and loud.
These 3 stanzas are about the speaker is explaining how he has a friend named Richard.
Excuse me.
And how that his dad, his mom, and was his investment coming back.
Okay, I like that. Alonzo, can you please restate for us what Destiny just said? Who was being a listener and thinks that they can restate for us for some more IB bucks? Destiny gave us an excellent answer. She will be receiving IB bucks. Let's see who's being a listener, and we'll see receive additional IB bucks. Tony. That means if you didn't know, you should be paying attention.
It's this girl. I think it's a girl, right?
I don't know.
I think it's a boy.
Wait. All right, let's stop there for a second. Does the poem ever say whether it's a boy or a girl?
Sometimes.
Okay, so I'm going to give you guys this challenge. At the end, after we've gone through the whole thing, I'm going to look for some text citations that will tell us why we think it's either a boy or a girl. Tony, give us your answer about what these stanzas are about, and then you may go.
These stanzas are about the character called Binker, and it's a secret of hers, and that's why she never feels alone, and that
Janaya and Dupree, you both have poems on your
and she
desk.
talks about her being over
Bring on.
and she talks about her dad and mom not being around sometimes.
stanza was about? Destiny.
Destiny? I mean, the poem is about.
I should see pencils up. People writing the subtraction board.
The speaker is explaining.
Please make a note.
What's a
Just
what?
like this through the first 3 stanzas. McKinley's already done it.
Or,
Go ahead, Destiny.
It's about the speaker. Oh my God.
This table is doing really much talking. We should all be tracking Destiny, and our pencils should be up. Go ahead, Destiny.
The speaker is talking about.
Kimari, go move your level. Continue, Destiny.
The poem is about the speaker who is talking about conflict his or her friend named Baker, and he or she explains how nobody can see him. That's what he's focused.
We'll give you 10 seconds to write this down. Kimari, you should be right. Make sure you're leaving space because we still have more to write. That's not what this whole yes, apostrophe S's, stanzas and authors. So that's an excellent intro. Who then is telling us what else did we learn in this stanza? We learned about a friend named Baker. What else did we learn? Bryce. Please stop the movement of the chairs.
I know that there's another character with Baker. Someone else with Baker.
Wait, restate that? There's somebody else named Baker?
No, someone else with.
Who else is with Baker?
His friend.
His friend. Yes, that's what we just said. The author's friend. Well, the author is the other person, and his friend is Baker. So what else did we learn, Tanya? Who could help her out? Daryl.
What else we learned about is
Kimari.
is that
Written on your paper.
the author says that his daddy is clear. He's a sort of man. And
Okay, so how come you're exactly right? How can we shorten that and put it in our annotation?
the author's daddy is a clear man and short.
Okay, so we have the author's dad, his mom.
And
So what are those people called?
family.
Family, yes. We have to raise people's family. So we also learned
His family can't see me.
kindergarten classroom. You're not acting like a fourth grader right now. Yes. Hi, Bryce, go. What are you doing? Get in this room. Nobody told you to leave. Alright, so you see that we took a whole 3 stanzas and we condensed it into 2 sentences. We got all the information that we need to know. We can look very quickly at this information right now and see Samaya and Kanye.
No,
Okay.
The ship is out there.
Tennessee State. There's too much noise. Just because we're sending people to the bathroom, people are coming back in, does not mean that we start talking.
We're in the next stanza.
Yes, so you're moving on to the next stanza. If you were just coming in, make sure that you get this written down.
Next Thursday.
See this period and then right here? All of this information should be in your first stanza. Alright, so we're moving on to the next stanza. Who can tell me where does that stanza start? Alonzo. No. Who can tell me where does that stanza start? Samaya. Yes. Yes, you are receiving IV bugs. That's where that stanza starts. Now, who can tell me where does it end? Where does that stanza end? Destiny.
No.
You're right about that's where that stanza ends. But what we said we were doing 3 stanzas. So where would that end? No. Wrong. Raquel. No, that's not right.
That's the third stanza. That's the third stanza.
Dominique, what do you think?
Except like other people.
Nope. I'll take one more person.
But they don't.
I will take one more silent hand. Tony.
It said, oh, daddy is daddy.
Nope. The stanza ends. I said I was taking one more person, hands down. The stanza actually ends with, but they don't know Binker. Alright, so make your invitation from, yes.
But that's not the whole.
Listen. If you have a question or a comment, please raise your hand. But I will address the first comment. Beakers brave as lions when we're running in the park goes to the 4th stanza. You see that they start talking about something totally different in that stanza. It just doesn't have the long extended break. But that's not how we determine where stanzas end. Please come in silently and take your question. That's not how we determine where a stanza ends. It's about, Kimari, the next time I have to say anything, I will get a packet together for you and you will be leaving this room. Because I'm not going to have you ruining the rest of the class with your attitude. Talking back, not listening. You're not asking me a question, you're sitting over there making noise. So for the rest of the class, do we now understand why the stanza ends with, but they don't know Binker instead of Binker McKinley.
What? It's not kind of the same because
McKinley is talking, so she should have everyone's attention right now. If you were not paying attention, you are losing major IB bucks, like 100. Go.
because the stanza they don't know Bleeper is talking about they don't know him and Bleeper as what? Bleeper as lions when we're running in the park is not talking about how they don't know.
Right. And also, another way that you can tell is, if we notice, what does they don't know Beaker end with? How does that sentence end? A period. A period. Who knows what is Kimari? What does the center, Beakers as brave as lions when we're running in the park? What does that sentence end with? Who knows the name of that? It's not a period. Daryl.
Quotations?
Nope. It's not a quotation. I would take one more person. Jesse. No. This is actually called a semicolon.
Oh, I didn't know
A semicolon. If you see this, it is called a semicolon, and this does not end a sentence. This is just like, if you see this, that's a comma.
It's just pausing it.
Yes, it's just a pause in a sentence. So this sentence, Beakers as brave as lions when we're running in the park, that is continued. That sentence continues on. It continues on with Beakers as brave as tigers. So now you know when you see something like this, that's not a period. It's a semicolon. So make your annotation from Beaker's always talking because I'm teaching him to speak to, but they don't know Beaker. Make your annotation mark. All right. So as soon as you do that, I'm looking for scholars who know what this stanza is about. What is this stanza about? What do we learn in this stanza? I only have 3 scholars who know, who were reading over the poem. 3. Daryl.
This is talking about how the
You should be trying to Daryl.
how the author is trying to teach Beaker to speak.
Yes, very good. That's exactly what this stanza is about. You should be writing this on your paper.
You need to be writing. You can see that when she finishes. There. Stay off the floor and stay from going in and out of this door.
Once you write this, you should be reading over the next 2 and see what are we learning from those, because that's not all we learn from these 3 stanzas. Destiny.
I still have a question.
Go ahead.
So you know, so if the stanza isn't talking about the same thing, then that's what.
Are you talking about with the semicolon?
No, I mean because if it didn't end at victim favorite line, then if it's a period between you stop and just you go back to the first sentence in the period and then.
Yes. The semicolon is letting you know that you're continuing. It's kind of like how you saw the comma on the bottom, and like the period is up on top. So it's a bigger pause than it would be if it was just a comma.
You can stop.
But it's letting you know that the sentence is continuing. all part of the same sentence. You got that?
Yeah.
All right, so now I'm looking for scholars who think they know. What is our next stanza about? Raquel. No, because we only got was part of the first stanza. We're looking for what the rest of it is about. McKinley.
The rest of it is about how his family, of how it's talking about the author's family cannot see him.
Okay.
We're going to pause right here for just a moment. I'm going to be in and out of the classroom today. I've already spoken to a few people, but my expectation for the entire class is that everybody is following directions and doing what you need to do. I'm not even going to talk about how severe the consequences are going to be if you are not, but you need to make sure that you are on point at all times. If Ms. Williams or any other adult in this building asks you to do something, you need to do it without talking back. Do you understand?
Yes.
Your recess depends on it. I'm not sure if she's going to take you out or if you're going to have indoor recess. Whichever it is, you need not take your chances on what you will get to have or will not get to have. Restroom will come as she decides. So she sees your fingers, and when she's ready for you to go, she will let you go. Secondly, please make sure anything that you are doing, especially if you have to turn it in, that she gets it because your grade will be dependent upon it. Everyone in here is capable of following, listening, and following directions, and so my expectation is that you do that. You are not in charge of anyone but yourself, so you don't need to correct anybody, you just need to maintain your behavior. I don't need any leaders who can't lead without action. It's not about what you tell somebody to do, it's about what are you actually doing. You can't tell somebody to stop talking if you're talking. So instead of telling them, show them. Make sure that you are on your very best behavior. I will be back. So you need to make sure that you're doing everything that you are asked to do. Fingers are up, she sees them. When it's time for you to go to the restroom, you will go. Keep from walking in and out of my door. This goes for everybody. I have 3 or 4 particular people who like to walk in and out of that door. Sit down. And if she tells you to sit down in the midst of you walking, turn around and go sit. Thumbs up if you understand. Kimari, do you understand? Kai. Okay. Hands down. Again, she'll address the restroom when she's ready. Hands down.
Yes, the Priya.
Is Baker a imaginary friend?
It's a dog.
Yeah, I know it's a dog.
Well, what we're going to do after we finish annotating the text, we're going to look at our annotations, we're going to look back through the poem, and we're going to see what text evidence do we find that supports him being imaginary, that supports him being maybe an animal. What can we find to prove that? We're going to talk about that after we go through the text. So, that means we need to finish our annotations in order to do that. So, McKinley just gave us an excellent thing. She says that they cannot see fingers, but we already have that up in our second
I said
stanza.
they don't know.
Oh, they don't know him? Okay. So we have that they don't know. Excuse me. Over in this area, there's too much movement, too much talking.
That's a cheat code that is imaginary. They don't know people, they can't see.
Okay, thank you. Next time I would really like for you to raise your hand. Because like I said, we're going to get to that. But for everyone else, hands down, I will call on you as I see fit. So, what else are we learning in these stanzas? What are we learning? Raquel.
It says
Alonzo.
he thinks that showing how being accurate.
Samaya. What commission? Bishop just said. Monitor yourself, Alonzo. Stop any extra noise. Same goes for you, Trayvon. The only person who we are listening to right now is Raquel. Continue.
In the first two stanzas, it shows how weird he is.
No, we're still looking at Baker's always talking because I'm teaching him to speak, and oh, Daddy is a clever man, and they don't know Baker. Those are the three stanzas that we're looking at. Who can tell me from those three stanzas, what are we learning? What can we annotate? Daryl.
We can annotate that the other family members, they don't know Binker.
Yes. How? Why?
Why they don't know is probably because the author never tell his family about Binker, so they probably don't know.
McKinley's earning IB-bucks right now. She is sitting in an excellent star, and she has her eyes on the speaker. Bryce is doing the same. He is earning IB-bucks. So, Daryl gave us some excellent insight that the author's family does not know Binker, but I'm looking for some good reasons as to why. Why don't they know Binker? It's telling us right here in the second stanza. Why? Right.
Because they can't see.
That's not what it says in the second stanza. Why? Why? Dominique.
Because Binker is imaginary.
No, that's not what it says in the text.
You don't know. Oh, yeah.
All right, I'm going to help us out. We're going to reread from Oh Daddy is Clever. Raquel, please read it. Go ahead. If you're up at your seat, if you're at your seat right now without permission, you're losing IB bucks. Are you okay? Raquel, read the stanza, please.
Oh, Daddy is clever. He is a clever sort of man. And knows all that he can.
You have 1 minute.
And Nanny is man. I call her name.
Yes. So, from what we just read, right there, what are we learning as to why his family members do not know Binker? Diana. Kanye.
It also shows what he calls his family. He also calls family.
Yes, so we're learning what he calls his family.
Like specific names.
Yes, we're learning specific names. So what does that mean? If we're learning information about the family, what is that?
Information.
Yes, we're learning information. We're learning facts. But what else? If I were to say Samaya is clever, what does that tell you about Samaya? Personality. We're learning the personality of his or her family.
She's big. What does that have to do with picture?
Pencils are up and scholars are writing, like Depria. This group right here, I am really sick of having to call out different things, and I'm pretty sure more than once, Bishop and I have had to say, there are going to be some severe consequences. So, at this time, if you want to keep your recess, I suggest you be quiet. No. got V-Bucks, he is silently writing and following directions.
We also
Destiny's already up, Bryce, Tony. Scholarship City Star. Alonzo. So, I heard somebody ask, what does this have to do with Beaker? What does learning about the family's personality traits have to do with Beaker? So, from learning about the family's personality traits, please, just because you're raising your hand does not give me a talk. Please wait to be recognized. So, from what we learned about the author's family and about Beaker, how can we connect those two? How are these stanzas interconnected? Trayvon, that's not what we're doing right now. McKinley, give it a shot. Thank you for being a risk taker. You're earning that G-Bucks.
They're connected because
Gentlemen in the back.
personality traits can explain why they can't. It can explain why they don't know Beaker because the mom is too busy the mom is too busy knowing all that anybody can, so she's not paying attention to and the dad is a clever man, so he's always doing clever stuff. So that's why he doesn't know Beaker. And his or her nanny is too busy being a nanny. So that's why she's too busy with other stuff that nanny does. So that's why she can't. That's why none of them know Beaker because they're too busy doing whatever they're good at.
Alright, quiet. So, let me rephrase what she just said because she was making some excellent inferences right there. She said, from what we learned about the dad, the mom, and the nanny, that from their personality traits, the dad being so smart, and the mom being busy, and the nan being the nan, that they're too busy to see Beaker. They're going about their lives. They're not even worried about what their child is doing. So that's an excellent inference that she makes, and that's something I didn't even think about, so that's a good observation. But I think they talked about that later more on in the end of the poem, so I think that's also where you're connecting your background knowledge and your schema from where we got that from. But from this stanza, what is it that we learned the personality traits, and then what did we also learn about Beaker Daryl.
Hi.
You're talking.
That the author is trying to teach them how to talk and
Trayvon, please sit in your desk properly.
the author is trying to teach them how to talk and that nobody can see Binker and that
Okay, so you just gave us two things. We're learning that we learned that Binker doesn't know really how to speak, and that other people don't know him. So, how can we connect that to the family?
that
Let me give you a hint. What is different? What is the same? Well, how are they alike? How are they different? Girl, she's got it. She is a 4th grader. Thank you for trying to help us. While Diana picks that up, we're going to continue. So, no, Diana, I understand that, but you're the one who dropped it, so you have to be the one to pick it up. All right. So, who can tell me? How are they alike? How are they different? What are we learning in this stanza? Tony. All eyes should be on Tony because he's our only speaker. Go move your level. Continue. Okay, so what else? So what's different is that they don't know who Binker is. How are they alike? Daryl.
they like it because Binker is a part of the author's life now.
Okay, so they're both a part of his life. Good. Is there anything else that we can see in this stanza? Samaya. Everyone else should be writing while Samaya is thinking. Just do the best you can. It can go over a little bit. Shimari, I can see you writing. Alonzo's right at me right now. Tennessee State right now. I'm really debating whether or not we're going to go outside for recess because I have far too many people who are in here playing already. So I'm going to say if this continues, if we cannot finish this before lunch, that I promise we will be right back up here doing this after lunch.
What if we finish
No, stop. Alright, once you get this down, start reading over the next stanza that begins with Binker's brave as lions when we're running in the park. Everyone should have the first annotations down because they are getting a raise. Yes, there. All right. Tennessee State, it should be silent in here. So, who thinks they can tell us what is this stanza about? What are we learning in this stanza, Samaya? We should all be trying Samaya. That means our voices are off.
We're learning about how Baker is brave and tiger and active.
Okay, so what does that mean?
What that means that they're talking about how Baker's brave. He's big. What?
These people talking, I promise you will be right back in here with me. So, Samaya just told us that Baker is brave. Elisa, sit up. So what does that mean? We're learning what about Baker? What are we learning, Kanye? I told her one more time, put it up. We'll put it up. Oh, let's see, who is being a knowledgeable thinker?
She said, what does it mean to the Baker is brave?
So, if Baker is brave, what are we learning about him? Kanye, Kimari.
We're learning that he has personality as a imaginary friend.
So we're learning that he has personality. What other personality do we see besides brave?
That he
Greedy.
what? That he never cries except when something gets in his eyes. Oh, what you said? I said.
So what does that mean?
That means that he's tough.
So he's tough? Yes, Kanye.
That means when he has something and that he's brave.
So what personality is that?
Brave. 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 Wait, this is the last stanza with the last year. 1, 2, 3.
No. I don't see scholars writing. When I turn around, if you are not writing, you are losing out the butt. Your next annotation should end at, but they're not like Baker. That is where the annotation should end. So I need somebody, give me some personality traits of Baker. Who can tell me? Trayvon, come back to your seat. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. I just told you you can. Well, how are his personality traits? What do we see? Raquel. Brave. What else do we see? Kai.
We see
stanza.
Wakey, wakey, sleeping.
Trayvon,
Yeah.
what is a personality trait of thinker?
He is smart.
How do we know that Binker is smart?
It says. Oh, he talks a lot.
Okay, so he talks a lot. So what would that be? That wouldn't necessarily be
It says
smart.
Baker's always talk.
So what personality trait would that be, Trayvon?
Talkative.
Talkative. All right, I'm looking for one more. For some Ivy bucks. Who thinks that they know?
Did I get one more?
You should be writing this on your paper. Kimari. Everyone else is silent. Every minute that we waste is going to be time that we spend in here. He's what?
He likes to eat.
We don't see that in this stanza. In this stanza,
Oh,
what are we learning about Baker? What is another one of his personality traits?
that he only cries when he does something. Greedy.
Is your hand up?
He never cries, only if he gets so dry.
So what does that make him?
Friday.
Yes, we can call him that. He is tough.
He is what?
Tough.
What will you call him?
That's going to earn some IB bucks because it didn't say so in the poem itself. It didn't necessarily say that he was tough. Like it said, he was brave and he was talkative. But Kimari used his schema and his background knowledge and was a thinker and made inferences as to why Binker is tough. That means you should all have this written down on our paper. As I'm coming around, I'm giving IB bucks to those who have it. That was lowercase. May. Say this shit, class. Alright, we're looking for what else do we learn in this stanza? I'm looking for family information, stuff about Binker. Let me know. As I'm on the phone and I have people talking, the people like Elisa and Raquel who were silent and Dominique, they're earning IB bucks and they'll be receiving special treats. Thank you, ladies. Alright. Alright. So who thinks they know who was actually being a thinker while I was on the phone and was looking back through their text and finding other annotations? Tony. As Tony is speaking, we are silent. We are sitting in our chairs in star and our voices are off. Dominique is earning points.
I think she's like not fancy, but neat. Because it says I'm very fond of bag.
That's not the right stanza. That's not the one we're looking at quite yet. We're still at looking that Beaker is as brave as lions and about the dad and the mom. What is the last thing that we are learning, Kanye? We already have that. Who else? Dominique, P. Martin, get to your seat.
He's giveful. He's giveful.
What is that? Giveful?
Giveful.
I don't think that's a word.
He's kind.
Giving. Okay, he's giving. All right. But what are we learning about their family? We've already got Beaker's personality traits. What are we learning about the family? Raquel.
His family is. His dad is clever. His mom is the best. And his cousin Nanny. That's it.
Okay. So how does that relate to Beaker? So when that happens, I know that you're going to be very upset. So that's why I'm telling you right now that you need to pay attention, tracking the speaker, and listening. This is the last time I'm going to tell you before I simply start teaching recess. That goes for everyone. Go ahead, Ryan.